The wind whistled like a hungry specter on that lonely stretch of Route 66 in Arizona. It was past midnight, and the only light came from my truck's headlights, slicing through the desert darkness that stretched endlessly around. I'd been on the road for days, exhausted and eager to reach my destination. That's when I saw her. By the roadside, bathed in the fleeting light of my headlights, there was a figure kneeling beside a pile of rocks that seemed to mark a makeshift grave. The figure appeared to be a woman, dressed in a long pale dress that contrasted with the dark sand of the night. She was embracing the rocks, her head bowed as if consumed by sorrow. I thought about stopping, checking if she needed help. Maybe her car had broken down, or she was there in mourning, alone in the middle of nowhere. But there was something about that scene that held me. A cold wave washed over me, a shiver that wasn't caused by the desert wind. I hesitated for a moment, but caution won out. I kept driving, watching in the rearview mirror. The woman remained there, motionless, embracing the pile of stones. The next morning, I stopped at a small roadside diner for coffee. I mentioned the strange scene to the attendant, a burly man with tired eyes. He paled. "You saw the lady in white?" he asked, his voice hoarse. "I guess so. Who was she?" He told me a local legend, a sad story that haunted that part of the old highway. Many years ago, a young woman named Lily had died in a car accident on that desolate stretch. She was on her way to meet her sweetheart. They said that ever since then, her spirit wandered by the roadside, always next to the spot where her car had been wrecked. "A lot of truckers have seen her," the attendant continued, wiping the counter with a worn cloth. "Always hugging that pile of rocks, crying silently. Some swear that if you look directly at her, her eyes look empty." A chill ran down my spine as I recalled the scene from the night before. I hadn't looked directly at her. A week later, I had to cross that same road again around the same time. The image of the woman in white was still fresh in my mind. As I approached the spot where I had seen her, I felt a knot in my stomach. The darkness seemed more oppressive there. The wind whispered through the dry bushes, sounding almost like a distant sob. And then there she was again. The same figure dressed in white, kneeling by the pile of stones. This time I slowed down, observing more carefully. The light from my headlights illuminated her long fair hair, which fell over her slumped shoulders. Her posture exuded a deep and unwavering sadness. I felt a strong urge to stop, to offer some kind of comfort, even knowing it was irrational. But the memory of the attendant's words held me back. I glanced briefly in the rearview mirror, just an instant. In that brief moment, I had the distinct impression that she had raised her face towards me. I couldn't make out her eyes in the dim light. Fear washed over me, cold and sudden. I sped up, wanting to leave that disturbing sight behind as quickly as possible. In the following days, the image of the woman embracing the grave haunted me. Who was Lily? Why did her spirit remain bound to that patch of arid land? Was there any peace for her in that eternal embrace with the desert stones? I started avoiding that part of Route 66 at night. I preferred longer but populated and illuminated detours. The ethereal beauty of the lady in white and the mystery of her solitary vigil became a personal legend, a grim reminder that some losses leave marks that even the desert time cannot erase, and that sometimes lost love becomes a specter on a deserted American highway.